a Benelli M2 Field American, and my first shotgun. I may get some nomenclature and details wrong because I'm a shotgun noob, but if you leave me some comments, I'll annotate corrections, and we can all travel this journey from noob to less of one together. So this is my Benelli M2 Field Model, American Edition, and this is the box that I received when I purchased it and picked it up from Bass Pro the other week, waiting my mandatory 10 days here in California. And as we open it up, we'll see a immediate difference between the M2 Field Model, the standard model, and this, the American Edition, in that it comes very much more pared down in terms of what you get. And the reason for that is this is also much less expensive than the standard model. The American Edition doesn't have the snazzy hard case, and nor does it come with extra choke tubes. But it's still the same M2 Field in terms of its action, and its reliability, and its accuracy. So let's see what we get. We get a little warranty card, and we get our manual, a really thick one, as you can see. Look at that. Wow. Why is it so thick? Well, let's see. That's because it's written in 8 different languages. So the information is duplicated 8 times. That's why it's so thick. Look what languages we have. We have Italiano, English, Francais, Deutsch, that's German for the rest of us in America. We have Spanish, Espanol, Portuguese, Russian, and Greek. So that's why it is 7 times thicker than it needs to be. Also, let's see what we have. We have the choke tool. That's for removing and installing your chokes. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the American Edition only comes with 1 choke. That's a modified choke that comes pre-installed in the barrel. So you'll need this to take that choke out later if you're shooting slugs. We have our barrel. I should mention that I did open this up over in the store to inspect it. So some of the packing material that it did originally come with has been removed and tossed out before this video, just to save some time. Also, in California, where I live, the shotgun will also come with a Department of Justice approved lock. That's mandatory. I've removed that for here. And this shotgun also came with a trigger lock, which I've removed to save time. Now, the barrel comes in this protective cardboard and protective plastic sleeve. Now, the American Edition was targeted towards American hunters who are very value-driven. So, it comes with a 28-inch ribbed barrel with a fiber optic bead in the front, and this wonderful removable Benelli branded sleeve. And the receiver, the meat of the shotgun, is actually under this bit of cardboard. Now, it originally did come with a plastic cover sleeve, but I removed that prior. And this is how it comes to you. Disassembled, broken down, as they say. And I was a total shotgun noob. This is the first shotgun I've ever owned. So I'm going to show you how to assemble it, because I didn't know when I first got it, and I had to do a little research, and with the help of the salesperson over at Bass Pro, we figured out how to assemble my shotgun. So the first thing you need to do is remove the magazine cap. Simply screws off, like so. And slide the foregrip forward. Now, inside the receiver, there is a rubber plug here. You'll need to remove that. That is there to protect the bolt should it accidentally slide forward from flying right out, because as you saw, it comes with the barrel removed. So there's nothing to stop the bolt moving forward, except for this. If that wasn't there and it came forward, it could damage your plastic foregrip. So what you'll need to do, is quite simply, you'll take your barrel, and it has a ring in the front, and that lines up snugly with the front of your foregrip. You have that aligned. Carefully slide that back. Fits like a glove. And then you take your magazine cap, screw that back on, and you'll hear ratcheting sound so that you know you're pretty much as tight as you can get it. And there you go. Just about ready to fire. What you need to do now, once you take it to the range or out into the field, to load it, you'd take your shell and you'd load it into the chamber there, and you'd press this button, which is your bolt release, and it'll drive your shell into the chamber and you're ready to fire. Now, at this point, you'd want to load some additional shells into the magazine. You do so by pressing down on the ramp. You'll see the red follower, the nice red anodized follower. You'll load your shells 1, 2. It actually has capacity for 3, but it also comes pre-installed with a plastic plug inside the magazine tube. Now that plug is there to comply with hunting laws for migratory bird. You're only allowed to have 2 extra shells in the mag and 1 in the chamber when you're hunting. So it's there, and you'll want to remove it if you're shooting on the range like I do. And we'll leave that for another video. Now the gun has a safety behind the trigger, very much like a Remington, and you can see here the safety is engaged. You press that in with your trigger finger. You'd be pressing it in with your trigger finger here. On the opposite side, on the left side, there's a red indicator to show that it is off safety and ready to fire. And with the safety engaged, you can't pull the trigger. With the safety off, you'll be able to pull the trigger. And one of the reasons I chose the Benelli is that it's legendary action. You can't really tell from this video, but if you just run the action, it is super smooth. And I tried a lot of the shotguns in the store, just racking them. And I liked the other shotguns. I tried out Stogers, Mossbergs, and even Remingtons. But the Benelli, I don't know, just something about it, just super smooth. I mean, the gunsmiths over at Benelli in Italy just did an amazing job with milling and polishing this thing. It's just like butter. So to keep the bolt back, there's a little button back in front of the trigger. That's they call it the cartridge drop button, but it functions essentially as a bolt catch, like that. And in all other ways, the American edition is a Benelli M2. It has the legendary smooth action and reliability, and because it's an inertia-driven design, all the energy from firing the shell drives back the bolt, which initiates the semi-automatic action, catching the next shell and pushing into the chamber. But it's just physics. Whatever energy is left over gets transferred into the stock and into you. Now, the American edition, to keep costs down, comes with the original M1 style stock, which doesn't have the M2's comfort stock. Now, the comfort stock has a stock that's filled with, I believe, silicone rubber, and has a diagonal series of cutouts that allow the stock to flex and absorb additional energy from the shell firing. And that, in turn, means less energy transferred to you. But if you've ever fired a pump shotgun, this is going to feel super smooth, like, again, because most of the energy is transferred into the bolt semi-action. and less into you. And it comes with a nice soft butt plate. As you can see, it flexes even just with me pressing it. That'll absorb a lot of the energy. So you may or may not need an additional add-on butt plate you can buy aftermarket that wraps around the very end. You might need it if you need additional length of pull. That means if you have longer arms and the stock just feels too short to you, you can add additional padding in the back here for your particular needs. Now the M2 Standard Edition also comes with spacers that you would place in between the stock and the receiver to increase the length of pull. To keep costs down, the American Edition omits those spacers. So this is my Benelli M2 American Edition, and I am really looking forward to trying this out on the range. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.